Welcome back, everyone. Rolling Stone magazine sparking controversy yet again, publishing a shocking report of a so-called kill team of U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. Now, we're going to show you some of the images here, but we've chosen not to show you the more graphic photos that the magazine decided to publish. They're extremely graphic, showing alleged war crimes. So is the report reckless, and will it put our troops in further danger? Joining me now, Joshua Foust, fellow at the American Securities Project. Good morning to you, Joshua.
Good morning.
So we've chosen to not show the graphic images. Explain for me how grave they are and why the magazine chose to show them.
Well, they're extraordinarily graphic. I mean, they're proper to be called that. Some of them involve the soldiers accused of these murders posing with dead bodies, holding their heads up, holding decapitated body parts. In one picture, 2 dead bodies are tied together around a stone post in the ground in front of some trucks. And these are very shocking images. And I think part of the reason Rolling Stone chose them is because they are brutal, and they're meant to shock people into assessing some kind of severe human cost of the war.
So, just to give some background to the story, these soldiers are accused of murdering civilians in Afghanistan, and they are now currently going to be going on trial for those crimes. But talk to me about what you believe to be the hypocritical nature of the media, specifically Rolling Stone in this case, in showing these photos. What's the benefit?
Well, I think the benefit is that war has very severe human costs, and in that sense, showing pictures of that human cost serves some kind of aim in terms of either showing that it really does have consequences when we go to war in places, or that the act of killing really does result in death, and it's important to understand that. I think the hypocrisy comes into play in that you never see pictures of dead soldiers. So while we're very eager to see pictures of kind of the dead natives that are involved in this conflict, we don't want to examine the same cost that that imposes on our own people. That's really where the hypocrisy comes into play.
That's so interesting, because you have spent your career studying this type of thing. I mean, this is not the first time that you looked at something and said, wow, here's my opinion. What has been your expertise at this?
Well, I've spent several years working on the war in Afghanistan specifically as a contractor for the U.S. government. And, I mean, things haven't really changed in the last 4 or 5 years. So, unfortunately, this is just kind of an aspect of how the war functions.
Now, do you think that Rolling Stone specifically decided to show these photos, that they're sort of the outlier in the media? Or did they just happen to get the images, so it was a good get? Or what does it say about the rest of the media?
I mean, I think it was all of the above. It was definitely a good get, and they sold the photos as an exclusive, even though some of them were shown last week by a German magazine called Der Spiegel. But part of it, I mean, the New York Times shows images of dead people also. So does the Washington Post sometimes. Al Jazeera routinely broadcasts images of dead people from war zones. So I think it's just something that the media tends to do. They tend to show dead bodies because they inspire this emotional response, and it worked. I mean, we're here talking about it. So in a way, it's mission accomplished.
Although we are not going to show the graphic images on our air. Joshua Foust, a very interesting discussion with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.